What about inflation? Could you guys define inflation?
Sheesh.
What up, everybody? Welcome to episode 25 of Rookie Mondays. As you might notice, we are in a different setting right now. And I know you're wondering, like, yo, what are these guys up to? Newski, tell them something, bro.
All right, so we're at the mall right now, right? We got a special episode because what we're about to do is we're about to walk in there and basically ask random people random questions on the stock market, economy, finances, everything. And we're about to see what they're about to say.
Yo, bro, what kind of answers do you think you're about to get?
Honestly, I have no idea. This is going to be funny. I think we're about to get some crazy answers, and let's see what happens. Let's jump into it.
Let's get it. First question I have for you is, what do you guys do for a living?
I work from home, actually. I work for medical record specialist.
Okay, cool.
Manager for a restaurant, and I work for the city.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. And how would you rate your knowledge on financial literacy?
Somewhat. On average, I would say about a 7, 8.
About a 7, 8? Not bad. Okay.
Yeah, well, 7, 8.
I love that. All right, so my first question is, who is Jerome Powell?
Wow.
Huh?
Got me with that one.
This is bad. This is very bad.
So what do you do for a living?
I work in a snack shop.
Okay, cool. And what would you rate your knowledge of finance on a scale of 1 to 10?
Like a 5,
5?
5, 6, yeah.
Okay, solid. So let's start with the questions, right? Do you know who Jerome Powell is?
No, I do not.
Sensational.
What do you guys do for a living?
I go to school for accounting.
Okay. What about you?
I go to school for finance.
Oh, okay. So you guys are gonna be good at this. All right, sweet. All right, ready? First question. You guys know who Jerome Powell is?
I have no clue who that is, bro.
No. Do you know who he is?
He works for the Fed, yeah.
What does he do?
I just know he's like the head Fed guy, so like interest rates, things like that, he controls kind of.
Woo! Yeah, baby. That's what I've been waiting for.
Like, let's define interest now. Like, what is interest, first of all? Anybody can tell me?
Interest would be to define it is hard, man.
All right, so let's get an example. So let's say I borrowed $1 and the interest rate was 3%. How much do I owe the person I borrowed?
You owe the person 3% on that dollar, which should be usually I just use Google. I'll be like, Google, how much is 3% on the dollar?
Yeah, you catching me off guard right now.
Yeah.
If you had to explain interest rate, do you know what that means?
I did not pay attention to business class. I'm so bad at this.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this.
No, I cannot explain that.
No, you're good. How about we use an example, right? So $1 is what you borrowed, and you have a 3% interest rate. So how much money do you owe back to the person?
$1 plus more.
$1 plus.
More.
You know, you might be on to something.
So do you guys know what interest rate means?
What I could tell you from the top of my head, an interest rate is like the different dollar amount that is gonna go like on top that will increase what you have to pay or decrease it.
Okay, what do you think?
Yeah, basically, so like when you borrow money, you have to pay interest on that money. So it's like you're not paying exactly the amount that you. So say you borrow $500, you're not paying $500 back. You're paying like $550, I'd say.
Okay, cool. So let's just say you borrowed $1, right? And the interest rate is 3%. How much are you guys paying back in total?
3% on the dollar? Isn't it 3% on the dollar? Isn't it $1.03?
Okay, what do you think?
That's what I would think, yeah.
What about inflation? Could you guys define inflation?
Sheesh.
Okay, I could somewhat define it. Basically, okay, like right now with the city, we're underpaid because inflation is like what 8.5%, and we got a 2.5% interest raise. So we're not even up to date with the inflation of basically New York State. So I kind of understand it somewhat, but I can't really define it in exact terms. But
How would you explain inflation?
Inflation. You're gonna have to ask him, bro.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
What's inflation, bro?
Inflation is like your buying power. So consumer buying power. So basically, if 1 year I could buy groceries, $5 is say bread, and then the next year interest rates go up. I mean, inflation goes up by a certain amount. So now that same piece of bread is like $7.
Could you explain what inflation means?
Inflation, like money wise, the money goes up and down, pretty much.
You guys have $1,000 in both scenarios. Now, company A is $100, and you get to buy 10 shares. It goes up 10%. Company B is $1,000, so you only get to buy one share, but it also goes up 10%. Which company do you want to invest in?
Wait, what does the first company do again? Repeat the first one. My fault.
It's company A, okay, $100, and you get 10 shares because you only have $1,000 to invest, and they both go up 10%. Now, what company are you investing in?
So you're both getting, you're getting 1,000 in each company, but one is split up. So I would invest in the split up because you could sell. Like, it depends how you're selling it, but I would go with company A just because of the split.
Okay, what do you think?
I'm saying either or because your return on the investment is the same.
Okay, cool. Now let's just say different scenario, right? Company A, everything stays the same. Company B, everything stays the same. The only difference is company A goes up 15%. Company B goes up 17%. Which company are you rocking with?
Company A goes up 15%, the other 17%.
You have 10 shares of company A and 1 share of company B.
I don't know, man. Company B, 17%.
Okay, what do you think?
I'm taking the 17%. If my math is correct, yeah.
Okay, cool. Why do you guys think so?
It's a higher return.
High return. So you said 100 shares, you get, no, 10, it's 100 shares times 10, so that's 1,000. And then the other one is 1,000. 1,015 would be only 15%, and then, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you did your homework.
So let's say you got $1,000 to invest, 1,000, right? And you saw two companies. Now, one company is worth $100, and the other company is worth $1,000. So think about it. The $100 company, you could get 10 shares, and the $1,000 company, you could get 1 share. All right?
I'll take the
But they both go up by 10%. Which one would you pick?
I'll take the one with the 10 shares because I'll have more. Forget how they say it. Well, you know what I mean. I'll take the one with the 10 shares.
10 shares?
10 shares.
10 shares? All right. Very last follow-up question on that is, what if that company went up by 15%, but the $1,000 company went up by 17%? Which one would you go with?
I'll take the one with the 10 shares
10 shares, why?
because then I'm getting 15% on each share.
Still take the 15%, yeah.
So right now you have $1,000 to invest, okay? You got two companies. Company A is $100, so you could buy 10 shares, right? Company B is $1,000, so you could only have 1 share, right? And they both go up 10%. The only difference is the amount that you own. So what company do you want to own?
That's risky. That is very risky because then you have 1 share and then you like mess up and then you own like a lot, but you have more share and then that screws up and then you'll. I guess the first one, no? Because then if you do screw up, then you only owe like a certain amount, then double or triple, whatever. Yeah, that's the first one.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, so company A, 10 shares. Right, so let's just switch the scenario, right? Everything stays exactly the same. The only difference is company A now goes up 15%. So 10 shares, it's going up 15%. Company B, 1 share, it goes up 17%. What company do you want to invest in?
I'm gonna stick with my first one.
Why?
I feel comfortable with it.
Okay, all right, solid. Thank you. Good job. All right, that was crazy. So we just wrapped up. Obviously, it's been a long day, and I would say we got some crazy answers, right?
Most definitely. I'm shocked at these answers, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That disappointed me.
Yeah. So honestly, hopefully, you guys actually know these answers. If you didn't, don't worry about it. We're about to jump right in and get into this. So let's do this right now. Let's go.
Let's get it. All right, so let's get a hold of these questions, bro. So the first one, who is Jerome Powell?
All right, so Jerome Powell is the head of the Federal Reserve. So basically, this person controls all the monetary policies that we have in this country. So you know all the money printing that happens, right? That's Jerome Powell and his team. When you hear things like interest rates are going up, interest rates going down, that's all Jerome Powell's team basically doing everything. So this man is really one of the powerful men in the entire world. Because obviously, U.S. economy is one of the most powerful economies in the world. So that is our first question for Jerome Powell. Now, let's talk about inflation, bro. What is inflation?
All right, so this has to do with the buying power of your money. So literally, as time goes on, generally, the power of your dollar decreases because the more that they print money, the lower your value of that money. So just like if you look at like milk, back in the day, milk used to cost like less than $1, and now you see it cost like $5. Yeah, it takes more money to buy items. That's inflation. As time goes on, the prices of everything are increasing.
Yep, exactly.
Right? Yeah, and let's talk about interest rates, right? We talked about interest rates before, so define interest rate.
All right, this is very simple. Shout out to the person that got this right. So basically, interest is additional money that you have to pay back on top of the money that you actually borrowed, right? So in our example, we said $1, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the example was, let's just say you assumed and you borrowed $1. The interest rate is 3%. How much money do you owe back in total? It's not $1.30. All right, you can't just use Google for this. Well, you can, but we would prefer you don't. It's $1.03. That's the total amount. All right, so that's interest. That's why you always want like low interest. Think about like a house. When you're going to buy a house and interest is like 8% on the house, that's not what you really want. You want like 3 to 4% so you can actually capitalize. And now last, let's tackle the stocks once again. It's the most popular one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just think about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, we got company A, that was what, I think $100 per share, and we have $1,000 to invest, right? It was 10 shares we could buy. Company B was $1,000, so you could only buy one share, and they both go 10%. So does it matter in the scenario what you pick?
No, it does not matter because both of those assets, both of those stocks go up by 10%. So at the end of the day, if you invest $1,000, doesn't matter how much you split it up. If it goes up 10%, you're making the same amount of money.
Okay, so how about this? Now make sure y'all are listening to this because a lot of people struggle with this one, obviously, as you just saw, right?
Yeah.
So if company A goes up 15%, company B goes up 17%. Remember, company B is one share, company A is 10 shares, but it's $1,000 no matter what. What company do you want to invest in?
Well, you got to go with company B going up by 17%. It doesn't matter how many shares you have. You have to think about your principal investment, meaning how much you originally put down. If you put down $1,000 and it goes up 17%, and your $1,000 over here goes up 15%, obviously you should go with the higher percentage. Stop getting confused with shares. Shares are an illusion. Like, hear me clearly. Shares are an illusion.
That's
Please,
a fact. That's
principal
a fact.
amount and percentage growth. That's it.
That's why we always focus on. So when people are like, yo, how many shares do you own? It does not matter. It's about the money you have. Think about Bitcoin, guys. I don't know many people that could buy a Bitcoin by themselves, right? One whole Bitcoin. That's why we buy fractional shares. So if I put $1,000 into Bitcoin and it's worth 10,000, I have 10%, right? And now whatever Bitcoin goes up, that's how much my money goes up by. So very simple. But let's wrap this episode up, bro. If y'all appreciate this type of content, I know it's a different video. We want to do different things for you guys. This is Rookie Mondays. If you guys appreciate it, please leave us a like, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell because we drop
2 videos a week.
And you don't want to miss them. We appreciate you. Thank you. Make sure you watch Wednesday's video. But until then, peace.
Peace.